basically we're still sticking with this theme of getting us unstuck and getting the energy moving around because of where we are in this particular time. We're either in fight or flight, which means that we're quite agitated, or we're in freeze, flop, which means that we feel immobilised and not very motivated. So we're still working on that idea of keeping centred and grounded and working with the breath. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to work with the hips a lot. Now, we're working with the psoas muscle, this big muscle that's a hip flexor, okay, with your IT band, the TFL. These are all down the side of the legs, okay, your iliacus, that's connected to your psoas. We're really focusing on hip stability, on opening out these hip flexors in the thighs, and with stretching out the gluteus maximus and also the medius at the side. The reason why I want to do this is because sometimes we can get a lot of energy stuck there when we're in fight or flight tension, but it will have a lot of benefits if you are one of the following. You're a runner, you're a biker, because I've got a couple of cyclists obviously. You've been sitting at the desk all day because you've been home working. Anything that helps with lower back pain, which is really, really good. And this will also help with knee injuries. And it will keep the muscles of respiration, because the iliacus and the psoas are related to that. Good breathing means that we're reducing our stress. So that's the real big benefit of today. So get your gear together, get them ready. Always have them by hand anyway, you know. I've always got myself set up for the day. Okay, and let's get on our mats and let's start. Brilliant. So for the next hour, we will be working on a lot of side bending postures, a lot of twists. We'll be moving that energy, lots of standing postures to root to rise, nice floor stretches, and then we'll do a nice deep relaxation. We'll do a mindful body progressive tension and release. Is that okay, kids? Kids, come in, folks. Okay, right then. So, I'll stop talking and we'll start. Okay, so move these blocks out of the way. So let's check in. We're looking for the place that has the most charge. So, please remind yourself that we're looking for areas of tension and softness. Okay, we're just checking in, we're not looking for reasons why, we're not trying to fix anything at the moment, we're just noticing and practicing mindfulness as our baseline. Okay, so let's get on the floor, come into constructive rest position. It's quite good for lower back pain this, or tension, so your knees bent, feet parallel like train tracks. So we're practicing coming inside, internally into our body, because yoga is basically focusing on the somatic sensation of the practice. We'll just bring our attention inwards and close our eyes. You can place your left hand on your upper chest and your right hand on your abdomen. If it feels uncomfortable, let your feet go very, very wide to the edge of the mat, allow your knees to softly drop in together. Okay, whatever feels comfortable for you. So we'll just check in for areas of tension or sensation, anything at all. There's no right or way to do a body scan when it comes to being mindful. We're just noticing, okay? It's like, I see. So we'll start with the bottom of the feet against the floor and tops of the feet. Noticing any particular sensations in the ankles and the shins and calves. What are you aware of in your knees and the backs of your knees? Any awareness, any sensation in the thighs and the hamstrings? In the hip area and the glutes? What are you aware of in the abdomen and in the lower back area? Focus in and zoom into any sensations that you're feeling in the upper back and the shoulder blades. So any tension, any holding patterns there, and into the chest. Now focus into the top of the shoulders, the triceps and the biceps, the arms. What can you feel? What can you sense? Then into the elbows, the forearms, and both the hands. Checking back in now with any tension in the neck and the jaw area and the face, top of the head and the back. And then just checking with the whole body, the whole sensation of the body. Come back to that grounding and feeling on the floor. And try to notice where your brain is, your mind is right now. If it's a car, the speed of it, how fast is it going? Just check in, okay, not looking for reasons why. Is it idling? Is it going fast? And then check in with the heart space, the centre, you know, what kind of snapshot can you gain of your emotions today? We're not looking to change or fix them, we're just noticing. We put the welcome mat to all feelings and sensations and emotions. There's no right, no wrong. And then I want you to try and notice where the quality of your breathing is now. Where is it in your torso? Is it short and shallow in your chest? Is it fast? Can you lengthen your breath and make it the background to your practice? Breathing into the abdominal area, imagine there's a balloon just behind your belly button. Nice deep inhales, nice deep exhales through the nose and out through the nose. Now if you want to release more tension, sometimes it's nice just to inhale through the nose and do a nice soft and let it all go. So let's check in with our intention today for the practice. It's the most important part. We always have an intention for both mindfulness and for yoga. Something that will get you through the roadblocks of this situation that you're in. Perhaps you've noticed something about how you feel about how you are today and you want to flip that script, turn it into the opposite positive. Something that you would wish for yourself or you would wish for others. When you wish the wellness for yourself, that you are also thinking of other people around you too, giving from a full cup. Lovely. So let's start our practice. So what we're going to do is we're staying on the floor, so get your strap ready. So make sure you're focusing on your breath and also focusing on the grounding sensation of the floor and what's going on in terms of your core with your breathing. That's really, really important. So have your strap ready, and then we're just going to have that just to the side where you can see it. And then because we're working on these lateral sides of our bodies as well today, we're going to start with Banana Asana. So if you can, grab opposite elbow above your head, take your right leg over to the edge of the mat and cross your left over the top of it. And then the exhale, shoulders glued to the floor, bend into a C shape toward the right in the same direction as your feet. And focus on the grounded sensation of your body on the floor and that feeling down the left side of the body. What are you feeling here now? What sensations can you tap into? Lovely. And then inhale, come to centre, opposite side, left off the mat, right over the crossing over, and then exhale, shoulder blades glued, and bend in a C shape all the way over to the left. Breathing deeply all the way down is the right side of the body, feeling that deep stretch. Noticing where you're feeling any, sharpness or tension anywhere down the side of the hip. Just soften into that, maybe take your leg off if that feels uncomfortable. Remember, always ease back and only move into the stretch. Don't push yourself. Lovely. And then inhale back to centre. So we're going to come into this pigeon pose. Okay. So we're opening up the piriformis muscle area, the deep hip muscles, deep glute muscles. So placing your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Now you can use the strap for this. If you want to put the strap around the thigh of the left leg, that's up to you. It might help. Okay. You can stay here, rotate your knee away from you, flex your foot, rotate that knee away so it's not coming towards your head, and you can hold here. If you want to take it into a deeper stretch, on the exhale, you're bringing this top shin towards your chest, keeping both your back of your head and your neck long against the mat. And we're just going to breathe into this outer hip stretch here, into that piriformis muscle which traps the sciatic muscle and can cause back pain. Now we're going to add something a little bit extra to this. Keep both feet flexed. We're going to straighten, if we can, the left leg all the way up towards the floor. The ceiling. Just straighten it all the way up. So we're going to get some lighter tension into the hamstrings. Don't worry if you cannot straighten it out, as long as you don't lock that knee. Okay, and just point and flex that top foot. So we're going to get some light attention into that hamstring, okay, at the same time as doubling up into stretching into that glute piriformis. Nice, deep stretch with this figure of 8. We're going to come back to this figure of 8 in a standing posture. That's why we need the chair. Stretching. It's just nice to get all that crankiness out of the hip. And then gently cross that knee more over the left, so you've got yourself into that position. And then just drop your knee all the way over to the left side, keeping shoulder blades glued to the floor. If your neck feels nice and comfortable, look at your right hand. You can place your left hand on your right knee and you get a nice deep twist there. So we're feeling that stretch, hopefully, working down this lateral deep side here. We're going to do a lot of this today, a lot of stretching out of this hip area and the side bit. And inhale, straightening. We're going to do that the opposite side. So left ankle on top of the right. You can put that strap there if you want, if it helps. You can just have your knee going away from your head, flexing that foot. You don't have to bring it in, making sure the back of the neck is long and your tailbone is flat to the floor. And exhale. If you want to go slightly further, if you want to go further in this position, use the strap to gently lift your shin on the exhale towards your chest, flexing both your feet. So we're getting that deep, deep stretch. And then straighten that right leg and then do a little bit of pointing and flexing, getting all that crankiness out of the Achilles and out of the ankle, that little bit of tightness that we get. Ooh, nice crack there. You know, if you've been sat today, some of us have been working from home, everything just sort of seems to settle. It's just nice just to get it all moving again. Oh, a nice stretch of the old calf there. And then just cross your left leg over that right, and then gently drop your knees all the way over to the right, keeping your shoulder blades glued to the floor. If it feels comfortable for you, right hand and left knee, looking at your left hand, so you get a deep stretch. Keep them shoulder blades glued to the floor. You should feel a deep stretch all the way down that left side of the hip. We're doing a lot of this stretching here today. Now, here comes my not so favourite deep TFL IT band stretch. Runners and cyclists will understand how important this is, but also as well, as coming back to centre on the inhale, when we have a kneecap alignment, a lot of the problems involved with my left knee, where I've got no cartilage in it, is that I haven't been tracking my patella and my kneecap and my, my upper and lower leg bones. I've not been tracking properly, and that's been caused by this tight IT band and TFL on this right side. It goes all the way down there. So we're going to come into this deep sort of stretch. So you can bend this left leg for starters, but it will get in the way, and place the strap over the ball of the right foot. I'm going to just gently slide it down a little bit. So what we're going to do is I'm taking my arm out in a goalpost position, my right arm, and I'm going to use my left arm to hold the strap, and we're going to roll on the exhale. You're going to roll all the way over to the left, keeping that foot flexed, rolling, rolling, rolling. Don't worry if you're rolling onto the left side of that hip. We're not really trying to get our right shoulder off the floor. We're trying to keep our shoulders glued, but we're coming into this steep stretch here, in this outer hip here, into the TFL IT band. Don't worry if you can't straighten that leg. I can't. It's a little bit tense and a little bit tight. I don't really like this stretch so much. I'm like, oh, but cyclists and runners really appreciate this one. So we're taking our leg across, right leg across the left, keeping our shoulder blades glued to the floor in this IT TFL stretch. Or as I like to call it, toffee flavoured latte. Starbucks flavour. Okay, and then inhale, use your core strength, lift all the way back up, and let's repeat on the opposite side. Bend the knee. Oof! It's not my favourite stretches, but I know I need it because it just helps my knees to keep happy. Oof. So, opposite hand to leg. So, my right hand's holding the strap on my left foot. My left arm's going out into a T position. I'm rolling on the exhale onto my right hip, keeping my shoulders glued to the floor. Oh, you don't need to straighten that leg. Oh, it's a beauty. Burgess Meredith. I always used to think all Americans talk like that, and then I realised they didn't. And then I thought they all talk like good fellows. So then we come up with the inhale, use your core strength. And then release. Well, what can I say? So, let's rock ourselves up a little bit. Nice little massage in the back. Oh, I like this. I like this feeling. Oh, not dancing on the ceiling, of course. Okay, just going to push that chair back a little bit. Oh, hey. So, just take, I'm in tabletop, so I'm going to take one leg forward. Make sure they're parallel like train tracks. That's so important. We do tend to have our toes pointing out or pigeon-toed in, or a bit Charlie Chaplin. Feet hip distance apart if you can. Okay, and then just grab opposite elbow. Sometimes I actually like to put my thumbs in my hip crease, and what I do is I push my hip crease back and up, tilt my pelvis up, tilt my little tailbone up towards the ceiling, and really place my chest on my thighs, and then I really let my head get heavy. And when I've got myself into that right position with my pelvis, then I grab the opposite elbow and make it nice and heavy, and I move into that hamstring stretch here, that fight or flight, tension, sitting. Oof. When you sat a lot, you need to really stretch out your hamstrings and your hips. So important. And just hang a little bit. Just give it a little bit of a shake or side to side wiggle, whatever feels nice. Just move into the stretch, and then we're going to root to rise. We're going to push our feet into the floor. Really power into the legs. Really important we root to rise and really centre at this present moment, because it gives us a lot of agency and makes us feel strong while everything around us is going a bit crazy. And then we're just going to roll our shoulders up and back. And we're just going to just release that tension. Okay, we're just going to get all that energy out, and we're just going to do some nice twists. We're just going to twist and feel that rotation in the balls of the feet, and just rotate and twist. We're just going to get all that tension out, let everything just go loose. Imagine that your spine is like a metal rod. Just get all that twisting out. And we're just going to shake everything as well. Just shake it all. Let's just get all that energy that's just been stored up in our bodies. You know, that's the energy that we really want to go. Yeah, rocky. Just, get rid of that excess energy and tension and just shake it all out. And then we're going to do some nice heel drops. Okay, and I want you to focus on what's going on with your legs and your feet. So we're just going to inhale and lift up onto our toes, and then exhale, thud, and then feel the energy moving through our legs as we've dropped down. So inhale, lift, and exhale. Very good, this is very good indeed, very grounding. And just feel everything wobbling, and feel all the energy in your legs as you lift up. And you can feel that thudding. This is really good. It's all very grounding. And then we're going to do a little bit of wave breathing. But I want you to really think about how you use your energy in this. So we'll place our hands on our thighs, and on the exhale, we're going to slowly collapse forward as if we're getting really, really, really floppy. And just let everything completely go. Completely go, completely go, completely go. And then we're just going to start to connect mind, body and breath by pressing the feet into the floor. And we're going to really power into the legs, and then come all the way up on the inhale and roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, just go completely the opposite. So exhale, slow as long as it takes you to get down. And inhale, powering into the legs and feeling that grounding and centering energy. Draw up all the energy from the floor. Feel your thighs and your calves getting stronger. Put some tension in there. In fact, squeeze and release. Squeeze and release is probably one of the best ways to release excessive fight or flight tension and energy trapped in our bodies when we're trapped in our houses. So squeeze them muscles and those glutes as you're coming up. Squeeze, 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 because we're doing a lot of that today. And then exhale, just go. as if you just dropped all your shopping. 4 bags from Tesco's. Okay, squeezy, 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 squeeze. Or as you come up, squeeze at that, squeeze that glutes. And then just go, floppy. Hey, hey. And then just one more. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. On that lovely bit of wave breathing, rolling the shoulders back. And then, So let's find our centre and our grounding and our sense of, stability. Strong like a mountain. Big toes to touch. Separate your heels about a hip distance apart. Then separate your feet like so. Come into your mountain pose because we're going to do a version of sun salutation, but it's going to have a IT band TFL stretch. So wait for it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, so press your big toes into the floor and your big toe mound. Press, press, press. Pull your pinky toes back. Feel your arches lifting. Lift your kneecaps by activating your thigh muscles. Tilt your front pelvis up towards your head to lengthen the lower lumbar spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Hands forward, chin parallel to the floor. Beautiful. Okay then. Modifications, and I will add on top if you want to go further from the modifications. Nice big inhale. Root to rise. High mountain, powerful, pressing into the floor. Beautiful. Now exhale, fold, soften the knees from the hip crease, bend and take your fingertips all the way down towards the floor. You can have your blocks if you like, if it helps. Okay, inhale, half lift, coming chest and head forward, spine long, lovely. And then you can exhale, place your hands on the floor and take one leg all the way as far as it will go back. Drop the knees, and then the other. Shoulders over wrists, knees hip distance. Come into Chaturanga Dandasana, falling rod. Nice and controlled, elbows glued to the sides of the waist. Coming down into your Chaturanga, lovely. All the way down. Place your hands either side of your lower ribs. Your feet into the corners of the mat. On the exhale, pressing hips into floor. Glue your elbows and your shoulder blades together as you come up in baby cobra. Lovely. Now, tuck your toes under on the exhale. You can come into a version of downward facing dog. I like to call this sort of half puppy, half dog. Or you can come into downward facing dog, making sure you've got jazz hands, fingers wide. Your toes are tucked under on the exhale. You keep your knees very, very soft and bent. Your feet hip distance. And you press your chest towards your thighs. Your knees are stacked over your ankles. They're not knock-kneed. Chest over the thighs. Okay, if you're rounding over your wrists, push your chest towards your thighs and really bend those knees. Come into downward facing dog. Okay, if it helps, dial your middle fingers outwards and rotate them outwards. Okay, so you get that expansion in between the shoulder blades, which helps. Okay, and look between your ankles. And wherever you are, wherever you want to go, okay, you can drop your knees or whatever you want to do and slowly take one leg forward, okay, and then the other, tip your toes to the front, lovely. Come into your half lift, one more time, chest forward, and then exhale, fold. Hang heavy, then root to rise, press down to the feet, feel the power in your legs, feel grounded and strong, lovely, and come all the way up. Right, what I want you to do when you come all the way up is I want you to grab, okay, your right wrist. Nice. So grab your right wrist, place your right leg over your left leg like so. Okay, keep your knees glued together and your right foot is directly next to your left foot. Really try if you can, keep your hip points, your ASISs, okay, they will squeeze off to the side, try to keep them forward. Okay, so what we're going to do then is nice big inhale and you're going to side bend towards your right. So we're moving into that TFL IT band stretch. Try to keep your chest lifted. If that's too much, grab your elbows. Try to keep that chest lifted and your hips square as much as you can. Okay, lovely. Now here comes the hard bit. That's why you need the chair there or the blocks in front of you, because you're going to release your arms now, being aware of your hip crease. You're going to fold forward as much as you can with a flat back. Okay, don't worry if you can't touch the floor. You can place your hands on the chair or on the blocks, and you can come into this deep IT band stretch. You're really going to feel that IT band stretch. And if you can nearly touch the floor, spider pig fingers, okay? Spider pig fingers, tented fingers, touching the floor or on your blocks. The closer, you're going to really feel this stretch in this right leg. Woohoo! Wahey. Okay, lovely. Now, we're going to lift up slightly with a bit of a half lift, and then we're going to rotate towards the right. Okay, so we're going to get that extra stretch. So I'm going to put my hands on the block there, and I'm going to come into that deeper stretch. I don't know what's on there. Okay, and then come all the way back. Okay, lift, put your hands on your hips, lift all the way up. And then come back to. Okay, let's come all the way up again. Nice big inhale. Let's do our sun salutation and do the opposite side. And then fold. Fold, 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 fold. Okay, knees bent, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, take one leg back again, drop your knees, take the other leg back, shoulders over wrists, falling rod, all the way down, elbows to the side of your chest. On the exhale, baby cobra, push into your hips, squeeze shoulder blades together, neck in line with the spine. Exhale, tuck toes under. You come into either this version, okay, make sure you've got nice wide hands, press into your fingertips, not into the base of the palm of the hand. Tuck your toes under, feet hip distance apart, downward facing dog. Really bend those knees, push the chest towards the thighs. Only when you feel as though your hamstrings are nice and flexible enough now, you might want to feel as though you want to push into straightening these legs a little bit more. Okay, and come into your upside down V. Lovely. Now tippy toe to the front of the mat. Okay, nice big inhale. Ooh. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, push yourself all the way up. Ooh, feel the power. Okay, did I do it the opposite way around last time? Probably did. Right then, so it was right leg over your left. Okay, so on the opposite side. Now, grasp your left wrist. Okay, so, or opposite elbow, grab, grab, grab. Okay, nice big length, and keep your hip points level, and exhale, bend towards the left. Feel that stretch all the way down the side. So you will find that your right hip's going to still go that way, so just level it off a little bit. Side bend, work into that stretch, then straighten up, place your hands on your hip crease, and then fold with a flat back. Fold, 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 fold. Place your hands either on the block or on the chair, whatever feels comfortable. Okay, so you're going to feel this outer hip stretch. Oh, can you tell me where it hurts? Everywhere. Okay, so we're going to move over to the left now. Oh, check it out. Oh my god. Moving into that stretch. Moving and grooving. Ooh, intense. Like in between two tense or intense. Oh, feel that stretch. Then inhale, come back to centre. Release your blocks, place your hands on your hip crease, all the way up. Whoa. Okay, nice big, and then release, come into your high mountain, inhale. Oh. And exhale, fold, bend your knees with a flat back, come all the way down, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, fold. And then we're going to take the left leg back and come into a low lunge. Oh, whew. Whoa. Well, that was intense. So in our low lunge, we need that right knee over the right ankle. Try to get your left knee, if you can, further back. Place a blanket underneath that knee or roll the mat under to give it extra bit of padding. Use your hands to push yourself up. We're going to come into that low lunge and we're going to come into, this is our standing empowering practice. Really think about power and rising and strength in those legs. So we're going to come into that low lunge. Push, if you can, into that thigh and try to get your shoulders over your hips. So we're trying to create some energy. So back knee coming forward, front foot coming back. Make sure both hip points are square to the front. Place your left hand on your right knee, okay, and then on the lengthen on the exhale, and then on the twist, take your right arm back and look towards your right hand, if that feels comfortable. Lovely. Okay, then inhale, come all the way back to centre. We're going to place our hands back on our thigh and tuck that back left leg in, and we're going to come into a high lunge. Okay, so really power up. Nice big inhale, power in that legs, root to rise, push, lift, and put all that power into that back leg so it's nice and straight. That right knee still over that ankle, hips facing forward, shoulders over, okay, over your hips. Beautiful. So we're going to come into a little bit of a twist, okay? So place both hands on your hips, nice big inhale, take your left arm up to lengthen and take your right hand, see if you can get it to touch your left glute and come into a little bit of a back bend as if it's, oh, I'm touching my thigh, oh, steady, a little bit of a twist into that action, okay. Whew. This is empowering or just really knackering, whichever way you want to look at this. Okay, nice. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take our hands away, lovely, and we're going to come into a standing head to knee position. So we're going to come off this back leg, push this back leg forward, see if you can use your balance and control, rooting to rise, strong, powerful standing leg. Bring this left leg, okay, to a 90-degree position, keeping our hips square. Now, the challenge here, folks, is see if we can come in a standing pigeon. Now, if you're really worried about this, quickly get your chair around. If you're worried about balancing, you need a wall or a chair. So, you're going to place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Flex both feet. Okay, and then you're going to come into a seated squat. So you can place your hands on top of the chair or a hand on the wall. Place your hands at prayer centre. Take your hips back, flex that foot, and come into that standing hip stretch. Or just place your hand here. Oh, you're going to feel that hey in the outer gluteus maximus. Whoa, feeling it. I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Okay, then inhale to lengthen, okay, and stand up. And you will feel it in that right hip, so just wiggle it out. It's like, woohoo-wee. Check it out. Whew. Intense. Okay, let's come into our little bit of our flow. Let's keep that flowing going. Okay, come into your mountain position. Press hands, big toe, pull pinky toes back, strong thighs, tailbone tucked under, lift your front pelvis towards the floor. Nice big inhale, lift to lengthen, root to rise, power in the legs. Exhale, fold, bend those knees, belly to thighs, chest back. Okay, take the right leg back this time for your low lunge. Okay, roll that mat under if that feels good. Make sure that left knee is over the left ankle. Hip points facing forward. Push into your thigh to get you that lift. Pull your front foot back, back knee forward. Nice. So we're going to come into that little bit of that twist. So place your right hand, okay, on your left knee. Nice big inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist, take your left arm behind you. Whew. Oh, feel the power. Feel the power in the grounding. Yeah. Now inhale to lengthen, exhale to come back to centre. If it helps, place those hands on the thighs. We're going to come into that high lunge. Tuck that back toe under. Feel the power. If it helps, put your hands there. Nice big inhale, power and lift. Feel that power in the energy in those legs. Push down to that front foot, knee directly over the ankle. Strong thighs, both facing at 12 o'clock. Hips square, nice. Okay then, so place your left hand on your left hip. Nice big inhale. And then take your left hand onto your right glute or thigh. Nice big inhale, lean back and come into that little bit of a twist. You can look towards the side. Oh, a little bit of a back bend. Whew. Really press down in that front foot and keep everything nice and square. Power to the people. Do you feel like Grace Jones? Without a hula hoop, but very Amazonian. I do. Okay, nice. Now, this is coming the hard bit. Inhale to come back up to centre. You're going to power off. You're going to stand on this leg super strong. Nice big inhale, lift that right leg to 90 degrees position. Woo! This is where you're going to need that nice strong flexed foot, using the core and the power in that leg to keep you nice and stable. Use the wall and the chair if you need to. And then we're going to come into that version. It's like a version of, what can I say? Oh, I've forgotten all about it now. Eagle arms. So, if you need that chair, use the chair, okay, or the wall. Place your right ankle over the bent, over your left knee, okay. Keep your hips square and you're going to bend into this position. So you're sitting on your imaginary stool in your figure of 8, so you get that deep, 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 deep hip opening. Chest lifted, spine long, hands to heart prayer position. Place your hands on the chair. Whichever feels comfortable for you. You're going to really feel that quiver, feel the power and the strength in your legs. Wow, yes. Don't matter what's going on in the world out there. In here, I am the master of my yoga pose, which means I have power and agency. I can do anything. Okay, when you can master this, yoga is about stepping back. It's about having that third person objective view of everything. It gives that opportunity to step back from the craziness of the world and to help you feel more calm. Okay, inhale, woo-hee, and shake that leg out. Just going to push that chair away. Oh, whew. Feeling that outer hip. It's all about the outer hips today, girls. Check it out. Okay, feet parallel, hip distance apart, hands on your hip crease, bend your knees and fold. We're coming into our hip hang again, our ragdoll. Just push that slightly away. Again, you can place your thumb crease into that hip crease. You can push your thumb crease back and up, resting chest on thighs, head heavy, and get that move into that stretch into the hamstrings. Again, fight or flight. Oh, what are we feeling? Well, are you dancing on the ceiling yet? Whew. Okay, and then we're going to come down. So however you want to get on the floor today, do it. Whoa, hamstrings. Talk about hamstrings and hips. This is intense. Okay, so we're going to do some nice outer hip stretches as well, which is going to be really nice. And then for the last 10-15 minutes, we'll be doing our squeeze and release technique. Nice one to do before you go to sleep. So, first one we're going to do is, this is an outer hip stretch. So, have a block ready, or something that will elevate you slightly, because it will be handy. Right, so you can straighten out your left leg, flex the foot, and then place your right foot over on the outside of your left knee, just like so. Making sure that you're not collapsing backwards and your chest is lifted and your spine's long. Two options here. If you want to come into the deeper stretch, you can stay here, or if you can keep both hip points firmly and equally planted on the floor, you can bend this leg like so. Okay, so we come into this, you get the same effect of this outer hip stretch again. To band. Nice, with your bottom leg straight or not. Nice big inhale, opposite bent arm to knee. Inhale to lift and lengthen the spine, and then exhale, twist from above the waist towards the hip of the bent top knee. You can use your hand behind you to give you leverage and stability, so you're coming into that twist. Now we're going to come into shoelace in a minute, or calf-face legs. Okay, a little bit of a counter twist. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist all the way back and just go into that counter twist, just like so. Oh, I felt that crack. Beauty. Okay, now 2 options here if you're going to go into the version of calf-face legs. Bottom leg again, straight, with that leg bent. Okay, you've got your foot like that, bottom leg flexed. That's one version. If you feel as though you can do the other version because your knees are not going to be pinching and hurting, what you do is you stack your knees on top of each other. So my bottom knee is directly underneath my top knee and my feet are on the blade edge and both my hip bones are equally level on the floor. Otherwise, that way, okay? You can pad your hips and lift your hips up slightly, which gives you that extra ability to get into the post. So you can put a blanket underneath your hips for this. Okay, so coming into this, it's called shoelacing in yoga. It's a deep outer hip stretch. You might need your blocks. So don't forget you can pad your hips if you want. So my knees are sort of stacked on top of each other. It is quite an intense outer hip stretch, but remember you can do the version with your bottom leg straight. Okay, only do what feels comfortable. We don't want anybody having... So bending from your hip crease with a flat back, fold. You really can't go any further probably than your knee anyway, it stops you. And you're going to really feel that outer hip stretch. Whoo-hee. Just ease yourself into that pose and really breathe it out on the exhale. Inhale to lift and lengthen with a flat back. Then coming into bound angle posture, which is another outer hip stretch. But we can alternate this now because we can make it more of an outer hip stretch, because normally in bound angle pose our heels are very close to our hips. But if we take our heels away from us and we create this diamond shape in between our thighs, we are more likely to get the outer IT band TFL stretch. Okay, block there if you want it. Sometimes it's nice just to rest your head on it. Okay, so nice big inhale with a flat back, tilt forward from your hip crease and then fold until you really feel that outer hip stretch. I like to sometimes just put a block. Well, if you like it, you should have put a block on it. I think that's what Beyonce said. I think it might be in a diamond. So, Corey, come as low as you feel comfortable with a flat back. Oh, the outer hip stretch. I am going to be stretched and stretched and stretched on the outer hippie. This is a good one for cyclists, it definitely is. It's a top one for cyclists. This is the kind of thing that I would do for athletes or anybody who is doing any particular strong leg work, such as marathons and things like that. 10Ks, 5Ks, anything like that. That's if you want a challenge. I only run for the ice cream van. Okay, and lift and lengthen with the flat back, and then we're going to do that with the opposite side. So straighten out your right leg, left over at top. Either stay here or bend the bottom leg, so you've got this so we're coming into this deep twist. Okay, make sure both hip points are level, equal on the floor. You can pad your hips up to give that elevation, which really helps. Nice big inhale to lift and lengthen the spine, and exhale, opposite arm to knee, twist. Ooh. Use your hand to give you a little bit of balance so you're not leaning back. Do whatever feels comfortable with your neck, with your chin parallel to the floor, whatever feels good. Whew, deep outer hip stretches. It's just too much, isn't it? You can have IT band syndrome, it's not nice. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, come into your counter twist. Oh, when I do that, something cracks into position. Not a bad one though, a nice one. Oh, yes. Okay, so bottom leg straight, dropping that knee onto the thigh, or aligning both your knees up in calf-face legs. Intense. Okay. Whew. I can really feel it today. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Oh, hey. The weather's been nice. I hope you've enjoyed it today, lovely peoples. and you know, practicing gratitude and all things like that. Nice big inhales, lengthen. Exhale, fold, hip crease. Oh, only go as far as it will go. Oh, I like to just hold myself up because I'm lazy with my head. Whew. And inhale to lengthen up with a flat back. Oh, and let's just twist it out. Let's just twist it out ready for Shavasana, because we'll be needing our eye masks. Oh, we'll be needing our eye masks and getting nice and comfy, some underneath your knees, getting nice and relaxed, whatever feels good for you for this Shavasana, because you've certainly earned it. It's the best, most difficult posture to do. Relax, isn't it? Because we always think, what have we got to do next? And oh, I've got to do this. Well, I hope tonight you're doing absolutely nothing and you deserve it, and you get yourself a glass of something lovely and a delicious tea. Okay, feet flat to the floor, knees bent. Nice exhale, twist your knees all the way over to the right. Keep your shoulder blades flat to the floor and just soften into that and just get nice and heavy. Beautiful. You've worked really hard today, ladies. People always say to me, yoga, it's not hard, is it? Or yoga, you don't burn calories or things like that, and it's not like a proper sort of like... It's all about mind, body and breath, It's all about interconnecting all these wonderful things. It's all about, like you say, stepping back from life and the intensity of it, and giving you that lovely objective space that you get with meditation. Meditation's on Sunday night, by the way, folks. We're still carrying. We finished all the key 5 techniques on Sunday night, but we're definitely going through how to build up a regular practice. I always find the best way to have a regular practice is to meditate with other people, and I do anyway, because we do a Zoom group. Or even just sort of like, just follow me and I'll start doing loads of stuff, Might even do a bit of Instagram ones, maybe. Oh, hey, quickies. Okay, drop your knees over to the left. I can't believe how lovely meditation is, mindfulness. It's just adorable. And, for somebody whose monkey mind is completely freaky, it never stops. It's good to give my brain a turn it off, turn it back on again button type thing. It's like rebooting your brain. Everything sort of works after, you've turned it off a bit. Oh, it's just relax into this posture. Just let everything just go. Oh, and then the final resting pose, that sweet word of Shavasana. So, whatever you want to do now, get yourself right comfy. If you've got blankets, you just want to build yourself a nest. Just do it. Okay, so I'm going to go sit at the front of the camera, because I realise when my voice is forever soft and low, people can't hear me. So, and that's been the thing with my guided relaxations. So I'm going to get a little bit closer. And if you like to get yourself comfortable, don't forget you can have a little bit of an eye mask. It's really, really nice. Okay. And all you need to do is to find that perfect sweet spot of relaxation to feel really, really good. So important. And if you want to close your eyes or just to have a soft gaze, whatever feels good for you. Okay. So progressive muscle relaxation, which really, really helps to release tension in both body and mind. So important. But this is another mindfulness practice, because we're focusing on sensations. Mindfulness means that we are being aware of what is going on. So as I take you through this squeeze and release practice, something that you could do if you've woken up in the middle of the night, if your sleep's broken or you're finding trouble getting to sleep, that's fantastic. Now I will invite you to tense a particular part of the body on the in-breath and just to hold it briefly, and then release and let it go on the exhale. It's very, very important that you notice how both the tension and the release feels. Okay. Notice the difference between the deliberate and firm tension and the strain, and then on the absolute softening and relaxation. If you do feel any pain, try to ease off on the squeezing, stop altogether, and instead you can practice breathing instead. You can inhale for 5 and exhale for 5, keeping that mindful focus, or you can just skip a particular part of the body that feels challenged. So I'll just ring the bell to just let you know that we will begin. Give your body into gravity. Allow it to feel heavy and to sink deeply with each out breath. In this practice, hold your body in full awareness. Feel the weight of your body and tactile sensations of your body against the floor. Feel touch and pressure, and tune into your mood. However you feel, it's fine. There is no good nor bad way to feel at this present moment. Just notice, and try to take 3 long, cleansing breaths. And with each exhale, allow the body to soften and becoming heavier. Relaxing into the floor, letting go of all physical tension. Turn your attention now to the right hand. Place your thumb inside of your fingers into a fist. Now on the inhale, tense the whole of your right arm and notice how it feels from the tips of the fingers to the armpits. Then on the exhale, let it go. Let it go limp and loose. And just notice how that feels. Then move into the other arm. Place your thumb inside of your fist. On the nice big inhale, tense all the muscles from fingers to the armpit. Just hold for a moment. Then on the next exhale and out breath, allow everything to let go and soften. Notice the difference between tension and relaxation. And just rest the body now with 1 full breath cycle. As we move our attention now to the other part of the body, bring your awareness to your shoulders. On the inhale, squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears. Notice that sensation and how it feels with the tension. And then exhale, soften and become heavy. And notice how this all leaves the body, the tension. And then rest with full awareness in both the in and out breath. Turn your attention now to the head and the face. Scrunch it up. Notice how it feels to squeeze the eyes, to wrinkle the nose, and the jaw and the mouth. And now on the out breath, soften and let go, and notice how that feels. Resting in awareness in both the in breath and the out breath. Don't worry if your mind wanders. Mind wandering is normal. It is part of the practice. Just gently and kindly bring your mind back to the physical sensations of the body. Move your attention now to the chest, the upper back and the abdomen. Breathe in completely. Notice and hold for a moment. And then on the exhale, as you breathe out, notice how it feels in your chest and your upper body. Soften the body, resting in awareness, taking a nice deep breath in and out. On the next inhale, suck your stomach in and push your lower back into the floor, pulling your belly button towards your spine, and hold tight. Feel the tension in the muscles. Now on the exhale, release, relax, notice and let it all go. Bring your attention now to your hips, your glutes and your lower back. Squeeze and hold tight, pushing into the floor. Notice what it feels like. Then on the exhale, release, soften, let it all go, resting in awareness, noticing the inhales and the exhales. Now move your attention and awareness into the right leg and the foot. On the inhale, deliberately tense the whole leg, flexing the foot with the toes coming towards the head, squeezing the calves and the thighs, pulling your kneecap upwards, and just notice how that deliberate tension feels. Then on the exhale, release. Feel the difference between tension and relaxation. Move your awareness now to the left leg and the left foot. On the inhale, with deliberate intensity, pull the toes back towards the head. Squeeze all the muscles. Notice that sensation. Just hold for a second and then exhale, release. Just notice how the leg feels now when all that tension is gone. And rest in awareness with the inhale and the exhale. And for one last time, we're going to tighten and tense the whole body at once. With the next big inhale, squeeze and every single muscle from the head to the toes. Hold for a moment. Notice how that feels, that tension. And then on the next exhale, soften and release until the last bit of tension has let go from your body. Notice how you feel now. Try to let go more deeply into the floor, with deeper relaxation with each exhale. Allow the body to become heavier and heavier. Now gently move the body. Give it a little wiggle, fingers and toes. Maybe gently move the head from left to right. Soften the head from side to side. Stretch. Maybe even open your eyes. Take your time to roll onto one side and pushing yourself up to a cross-legged seated position. Namaste.